Tonight on News 5 Live, charges against Dr. Sutherland have been dropped, and the Good Samaritan walks out of court a free man. The Belize City Council is encouraging you to invest in the old capital. Plus, a delegation from Palestine is visiting Belize. And up north, we'll give you the latest on the sugar woes in the sugar belt. These stories and more are coming up in the next 60 seconds.
St. John's Credit Union Limited is excited to announce the launch of our new strategic direction as we build a strong social and financially sustainable future for our members. We invite dynamic, forward-thinking individuals to apply for our new strategic leadership positions to drive excellence, enhance your services, and advance growth. Chief Executive Officer, Chief Commercial Officer, Chief Financial Officer, Human Resources Officer. Submit application letter, CV, and 3 professional references to recruitment@sjcu.com.bz. Deadline Tuesday, January 21, 2025. Visit www.sjcu.com.bz/recruitment for details.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Tuesday, January 14th. I am Sabrina Daly. It's good news for Dr. Sutherland as criminal charges against him were officially dropped in the magistrate's court today. Last week, a police officer charged a Good Samaritan, formerly known as Harrison Sutherland, for carrying a 5-gallon bottle of water on his bicycle in a way that supposedly didn't give him full control. He was detained for several hours and then brought before a magistrate. Sutherland pleaded not guilty, explaining that he was carrying the water to help an elderly person. After the story aired, Commissioner of Police Chester Williams stepped in, calling the charge unusual and unreasonable, and requested it be withdrawn. On Monday, Sutherland expressed his gratitude to the commissioner, but it wasn't until today that the charge was officially dropped. In court, Sutherland was told that the prosecution wasn't offering any evidence against him, so the case was dismissed. He was informed that he didn't need to return to court. Outside the courtroom, Sutherland shared his relief and gratitude after the charge was officially withdrawn.
It's an offense but for a plastic bottle that has no danger to the public. So you would try to explain that the plastic. So the gas tank only the right way. The zinc there. The pipe bottle there and then there. So then there are no danger to a plastic bottle. So the plastic bottle are danger.
So my next question to you, know that you understand the law, right? And if you had another opportunity to assist somebody, how would you go about doing that, knowing that the law exists?
I mean, I think twice now because then, see, I just made a help out for old lady and I get crucified for that. So man, I don't need to go help out no more people again, man. And like how you say, the good stuff for the bad.
If you're looking to invest your money in Belize City and support its infrastructural development while earning lucrative returns, Municipal Securities might be your best bet. Today, the Belize City Council hosted a public investment forum to pitch these securities to potential investors. While tax revenues mainly cover operational costs, funds for capital projects need to come from other sources. Sure, the council could go to the bank, but that's too costly. Instead, it turns to public investors to sell papers, notes, and bonds. News 5's Paul Lopez was at the event and filed this report.
Municipal governing bodies like the Belize City Council need funds to carry out infrastructural projects that enhance the quality of life for residents. Unfortunately, the money collected from taxes just isn't enough to cover these big projects.
Taxes is used for your day-to-day operation, but if you are engaging in capital projects, huge projects at street infrastructure, parks and playgrounds, expansion of your e-mobility project, you need significant capital, and you will never be able to get those capital on a day-to-day basis of property taxes, trade license, or liquor license, or traffic fees.
Enter Municipal Securities. Simply put, investors can lend money to the municipality and in return receive interest payments along with the principal amount at a specified time.
These investments will allow us to pave more streets. I was speaking to the CEO of the chamber, and she was telling me, listen, Mayor, Coney Drive need fix. Steve made tell me that Mercy Lane need fix. That is why we need your support in this offering. Right? These improvements will allow us to pave, improve drainage, and create spaces that foster community development and growth. We can build upon the 150 streets rehabilitated in 2023 and 2024 by prioritizing the use of concrete, ensuring greater durability and enhanced climate resilience. These investments will shape the Belize City of tomorrow.
Today, the Belize City Council hosted a public investment forum to secure buy-in from investors for future securities. So, why not just borrow the money from the bank to complete these projects? According to Abigail Castellanos, a financial analyst at Legacy Fund Limited, it's cheaper for the council to raise funds through securities. Plus, It offers attractive interest rates to lenders.
The interest rate for these municipal securities would typically range from as low as 4.5% and as high as 7%, with an equal weighted average of 5.75%. Now, compared to the bank loans, which are at 8.45% plus maybe a premium of 1% that the banks might set on that loan, the council definitely saves between 2.45% and 4.95% in their borrowing costs. And it's not only the issuer that benefits from the lowering borrowing costs, but also investors get to benefit by earning higher interest compared to the traditional savings accounts. Municipal securities offer interest rates between 4.5% and 7%. Which is far higher than the 0.93% that's offered by a standard savings account.
The Belize City Council is gearing up to issue a new series of municipal bonds soon. These bonds will have maturities ranging from 5 to 20 years, with interest rates between 5.75% and 6.5%.
Investors don't just benefit from the high returns though. They also benefit from the tax-free feature of the municipal securities. So the interest that you earn on your municipal securities are exempt from income tax, business tax, and stamp duty. Municipal securities are also considered a low-risk investment.
In the Belize market, the last time we checked, there was close to 700 million in the banking system that is sitting in the banking sector. And those funds can be utilized to drive development within a city, especially like Belize City, which is a growing city.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
The Belize City Council has wrapped up its audits for 2022 and 2023. Mayor Wagner announced that the council's website will soon be updated with the audited financials. He also shared some insights into what the audits revealed.
Very, very soon. We had that audit actually completed a week ago, and so you'll have the 2022 and the 2023 on that website. I just have to get the caucus to approve it, and then my PR team will do the rest. I just looked at it last night, but clearly you had your struggles. It shows that you had your struggles in 2021, coming out of COVID, coming out of Lisa. But it showed pretty quickly that by 2022, you had a net loss of 565,000, I believe. But in 2023, you have an operating surplus of 1.6 million. So clearly, we have turned that curve. I'm anticipating that the 2024 figures will be even better. I see where our property taxes, our trade license, our liquor license, and our traffic fees all increase from 2022 to 2023. So I am very hopeful that that trend continues.
Back in November, the Belize City Council wrapped up a study on damaged streets across the country, estimating that repairs would cost approximately $1.6 million. Now, more than 2 months later, most of those streets are still in disrepair. So, what's the holdup? Is the council waiting for central government to step in? With general elections around the corner, voters will surely be demanding these upgrades. Today, we asked Mayor Bernard Wagner when those repairs will finally begin.
Bailout? No, we are not seeking bailout. We are waiting until the rains to subside. I'm glad that finally we are seeing some letting up in the rain. But again, we do not shy away from the fact that climate change is here. But we, as a progressive entity, has to find the required capital to do the retrofitting, rehabilitation of those streets. Flooding again requires, I always insist that flooding requires participation from residents. We will do our part we have cleaned those drains on an annual basis. When you see flooding in the city, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but if water not stay there long, the water goes away pretty quickly. But I agree with you that we still need to fine-tune the drainage system in the city. And that is part of our agenda for this year, to really focus a bit more on drainage, ensuring that they are maintained, ensuring that they are connecting. You can't just have a drain and you not connect to nowhere. It has to connect to the canals then feed into the river, and the river into the sea. We have a pumping station, thankfully, that really help us to alleviate flooding in one of that key area in the downtown Belize City area.
The Belize City Council is finally paying off the $800,000 debt owed to the Belize Waste Control, which caused a garbage crisis in the old capital late last year. Thankfully, garbage collection resumed before the end of 2024. Mayor Bernard Wagner credited Prime Minister John Bersenio for bringing both parties to the table to reach an agreement. When asked if the central government bailed out the council, Mayor Wagner clarified that the council is handling the debt repayment. He also continues to advocate for a garbage collection tax for Belize City residents.
I have not shy away from that. I have been saying this for years, that we, the residents, must. It's your garbage that you are creating, and the city has a responsibility to ensure that we are not utilizing funds that would be normally used for street rehabilitation and other operational expenses to pay your garbage, to pick up your garbage. That has to be at some point addressed. Why is Belize City different from all the other municipalities? You ask yourself that question. All the other municipalities have legislation to collect a garbage fee, and so I have not shied away from that. I do believe that we have residents who want to pay. I have had many discussions with residents who say, Mayor, we want to pay a garbage fee because we are a responsible contributor to our city.
The central government, in fact, bail out the council where that outstanding balance was concerned.
We are paying those outstanding. It's always a cash flow problem, my brother. Cash flow is how you manage it, right? During the slow season, there will be a slowdown of revenues coming into the council coffers, and so it's about managing it. But we are, as we speak, keeping up to our obligation with Belize Waste Control as a city.
So there wasn't a bailout or a deposit made by...
We had very good discussions with the Prime Minister, and he helped us a lot in really getting the parties to the table and formulating a plan, and that plan is being adhered to as we speak.
Coming up, BSI official agrees that diversification of cane types is important.
Gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
St. John's Credit Union Limited is excited to announce the launch of our new strategic direction as we build a strong social and financially sustainable future for our members. We invite dynamic, forward-thinking individuals to apply for our new strategic leadership positions to drive excellence, enhance our services, and advance growth. Chief Executive Officer, Chief Commercial Officer, Chief Financial Officer, Human Resources Officer. Submit application letter, CV, and 3 professional references to recruitment@sjcu.com.bz. Deadline Tuesday, January 21, 2025. Visit www.sjcu.com.bz/recruitment for details.
Shop smart for your Samsung devices in Belize and enjoy benefits you won't get anywhere else. When you shop locally for your Samsung, all your devices will be covered by a 1-year local warranty. You won't get that when shopping with the other guys. When in doubt, always look for the Cellular World seal to know you're getting the real deal. Shop with confidence and enjoy your Galaxy knowing that it can be repaired locally at our Samsung Service Center by certified Samsung technicians using original parts and machinery. Even better, enjoy the best LTE experience in Belize, knowing that your Samsung devices are compatible with major local carrier networks. Get the ultimate Samsung Galaxy experience only when you shop from authorized Samsung resellers nationwide.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. At the V, you'll find a vast array of products at unbeatable prices, from basic groceries and cutting-edge electronics to home essentials and, yes, stunning furniture as well. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at The V, conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
On Monday, we shared how the recent downpours have thrown a wrench in the works for delivering quality sugarcane to the Tower Hill factory. The fields are waterlogged and the roads are a muddy mess, making them nearly impossible to navigate. The relentless rain has also stalled road repairs, leaving cane farmers no choice but to harvest immature cane, which unfortunately yields very little. However, Alfredo Ortega, chairman of the Committee of Management for the Belize Sugarcane Farmers Association, believes that with the right support, diversifying and planting different types of cane could help tackle the issue of flooding and disease.
Looking into variety, and that is something that we feel that certainly being the arm that need to look upon the varieties. I think that this is something that they really need to take into account, on which we know that they have been working on it, but it needs much more to be done in regards to getting new varieties, but varieties that will really give us that return and yield that we need. The B79 is the predominant variety because that is a variety that shows that it can give good yields in both low and highlands. If we get a pest infestation on that variety, then we are really going to lose, because as you hear right now, the Fusarium problem that we are facing, we are experiencing now that the farmers are delivering. We see the quality of cane. We are seeing the TCTS that is coming out is very low compared to other years. This year is really challenging for us as farmers, because the Fusarium not only attack one variety, but it's attacking all canes in a whole. And we are seeing the problem that we are facing. So farmers themselves have been trying to plant other varieties that are to harvest on the very early part of the season.
Cane farmers are facing significant financial losses. When the mill must shut down due to a lack of cane to process, it hits the factory hard too. Mac McLaughlin, the general manager of the ASR-BSI sugar mill, agrees that diversifying with different types of sugarcane could help solve some of the issues farmers are currently grappling with, like low yields and diseases. He points out that in other countries, cane farmers are already investing in various replanting strategies to tackle these challenges.
Normally, a sugar industry would have a whole range of different varieties. Some of them would mature earlier, some of them would mature later, so that you end up having a higher amount of sugar across the whole range of the crop. But here, it's been because of lack of serious replanting in cane fields. We're predominantly one variety, and so that won't actually reach full maturity for some time now. But you see, if we all wait until the time is optimal to begin the crop, then, as we've learned in recent years, later on in June, July, then we get into real problems, and then that farmers are left without being able to deliver cane, which is even the worst situation.
In 2024, Belize's tourism industry hit a major milestone, welcoming an impressive 562,405 overnight visitors. This not only matches the pre-pandemic record set in 2019, but surpasses it by a remarkable 11.8%. After the severe impact of COVID-19 in 2020, the industry has been steadily recovering, thanks to the strategic planning and dedication of its stakeholders. Here's Tourism Minister Anthony Muller with more.
We created this, I think, fantastic campaign, Grab Life, at that time, and that's changing and evolving as we go along. And I think with focus from both the public and private sector, strategic marketing efforts, creativity in terms of using, like you said, innovations. We are here now where we're 62,000 or about 60,000 over 2019, which is almost about 12% over 2019 and about 23% over 2023, and that's a huge accomplishment.
The race to build the first cruise terminal in Belize City Harbor has hit a major roadblock. The State Bank Tourism Development Project is tangled in legal issues. The Port of Belize Limited has been taken over by the government, and the Port of Magical Belize seems to have vanished into thin air. So what's the Minister of Tourism's take on building a cruise terminal in Belize City Harbor? And which of these three projects is closest to becoming a reality?
That would be State Bank, if I would look at it honestly, because that's the closest to being completed. We're working on a master plan for Port of Belize, which should be completed in March, and then, but that has two components to it: cargo and cruise, and they can work together, and it's done all over the world.
After the break, in tonight's episode of Culture Tuesday, celebrating George Price through memorabilia. But first, here's the latest weather update from the Belize Met Service.
Digi is bringing the power of connectivity to every corner of Belize with our Digi on-the-go mobile store.
Ma, Digi dia.
Digi dia. Don't say. Sign up for the fastest, most reliable home fiber service, purchase the latest device, or explore our wide range of services. This one-of-a-kind mobile store has it all. Our dedicated team brings the same high-quality in-store experience to you, ensuring you stay connected with friends, family, and the world.
You guys bringing the mobile here, it's really helpful, saving a lot of money for people going from the town, especially like in Punta Gorda, which is 25 miles away from here, which will cost a couple dollars for them to reach there. So having these caravan here, it's a lot easier, it's a lot cheaper, and you know, people are taking advantage. As you can see, we have a lot of people coming out today to purchase some of these devices, top-ups and even postpaid that they're eager to have, no?
Digi is connecting Belize one community at a time. Look out for the Digi on-the-go mobile store with exclusive deals and offers in a community near you. Follow us on our Digi Facebook page to see where we will be next.
Digi, our national telecom.
Today we're here shopping at B-Mart. Today we're making the greens super smooth. Let's get after it.
Cooking just got easier with Kent Oils, your go-to choice for every dish. Available in 3 sizes and 3 great options: vegetable, corn, or canola oil. Perfect for frying, baking, sauteing, or grilling. Kent Oils deliver the quality you trust with a clean, natural flavor for all your cooking needs. Conveniently available at stores near you. Exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited.
Tomorrow is a public and bank holiday to honor the birthday of George Price, the man celebrated as the father of the nation. This Belizean icon was renowned for his defiance against colonial rule, leading Belize to self-government in 1964 and achieving political independence in 1981. Although he's no longer with us, the PUP government and his family have preserved cherished memorabilia, including photos from key moments in his life. Whether he was walking the streets, meeting with everyday people, or representing Belize on the international stage, George Price embodied resilience, national identity, unity, dignity, and culture. In 2022, the Price family played a crucial role in organizing an exhibition at the House of Culture to celebrate January 15th, the day George Price was born. News 5's Marian Ali covered this event, and we're airing it as this week's edition of Culture Tuesday.
The exhibition shares glimpses of Mr. Price's early life, from childhood to priesthood, and rare images at different parts along his journey. But while Price's family has graciously shared these images with the public, it is the stories about what he stood for that many feel distinguishes him and should be preserved for posterity.
A man who described himself as a laborer, but yet what he was doing great things for this country. Turning a colony where people never thought that we could have become a country. They were saying we have nothing of the qualities to become a country. Yet he was steadfast in his belief that Belize can become a modern country in the Caribbean and in Central America, and could one day play a critical role in this region. That man never lost sight of what he was destined to accomplish.
Among the many things he accomplished were self-government from Great Britain in 1964, followed by independence in 1981. But while he was on the world stage striving for these national goals, he also found the time to meet with a man on the street. It was on one of these occasions that Prime Minister John Briceño met Mr. Price. The PM shared personal anecdotes about the Belizean legend.
Or I remember when he was at my house during a campaign, and again I was a little boy, I was in Standard 6, and he would take time to speak to a Standard 6 kid. And then start to ask me about school and how you're doing and what is it that you want to study. Of course, I had no clue. And then he said, remember to speak Spanish. He says, es importante que sigas hablando en español, porque español es el futuro de Belice. And here we are now, where things have turned around, that now Spanish is becoming more and more important in our daily lives in this country. And that's a visionary, but a visionary that's prepared to sit with a little kid and to talk to him and explain to him about what's happening and what can happen in the future.
What can happen in Belize's future is grounded in the foundations laid in the past. George Price was a chief sculptor of that past, and his legacy is something that Minister of Culture, Francis Fonseca, says we must preserve.
That niche, we understand and appreciate that we have a special duty and responsibility to this country to preserve the legacy of George Price, to build on that legacy and to make sure that the generations that come after us will know about George Price, will know not only what they read in books, but will understand and appreciate this great man's life's work of service to our nation.
George Price was born on January 15, 1919, and died on September 19, 2011. He was Belize's first minister, only premier, and first prime minister, a title he held twice from 1981 to 1984, and again from 1989 to 1993. His tomb is located at the Lordridge Cemetery. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
When we return, happy George Price Day, then go back to work on Thursday.
Which was
Climate change is everyone's business, so you can never be too old or too young to get involved and know what you can do to make a difference. An individual change, simple actions such as the proper disposal of your garbage, turning off the lights when not in use, or even cutting down how much gas you use can help with the survival of the place you call home.
The environment, river, the forests has always been a part of what we do for fun. You know, we go to the river to swim, we go to the forest to play catch, to play hide and seek. And so this has always been a part of my life growing up, even up to now. I enjoy hiking, I enjoy going to the Chiquibull Forest, I enjoy going to different areas across the country, the Keys. And so it's always been intertwined in what I do for enjoyment.
The love for the place he calls home is what inspired San Ignacio resident Sumit Betancourt to pursue a degree in natural resource management. Now, Betancourt is not only the emissions factor officer for the government of Belize, but he's also a successive negotiator for the Belize delegation at the United Nations Conference of the Parties, dealing with the heavily discussed Article 6 of the Paris Agreement, which focuses on climate finance.
To have the opportunity to be able to be a part of that, to be able to push for Belize to ensure that we maintain what we have now for not only my current generation, but for my little niece, my little nephew, you know, my cousins, my family, everyone growing up in Belize. Because truly the way some actions across the world are going, it's really having an impact on us.
The youth voice at COP is critical, and that space is provided through YOUNGO, the Young Non-Governmental Organizations, which is the official children and youth constituency of the UNFCCC. During the first ever Climate Week in Belize in mid-October, a youth declaration was created and was included in YOUNGO's Global Statement on Youth.
This is cross-generational, multi-generational, and so the youth voice is critical in this fight. You know, we can't do this without informing the youth, without informing my generation and for the generations to come. So without us, it is impossible to fight and actually start to winning the fight against climate change.
Young people have been around for quite time within the youth space of international climate space, and we believe that it's really important because young people can contribute with a lot of recommendation. Young people are affected by climate change, so we know what's happening. So we have the solution, we can innovate, we are professionals, and we think that we can provide the positive solution and bring them to the table.
And there are many more like Salgado who are resolute in wanting to be a part of the change. UNICEF's Regional Climate Change Advisor for Latin America and the Caribbean region, Reyes Lopez, is impressed by the youth turnout and participation this year.
This is the first time there is a youth pavilion. So that speaks really loud about how late I'm beginning to include children and youth into the conversation, into the climate processes. So I think it's really important to start from that basis. Speaking with different negotiators, different colleagues at the COP, we have seen that still we have a lot to do to advance the rights of children in the negotiations. The climate crisis is a child crisis. It's a crisis that is not in the future, it's happening now. And the most impacted are children who have little agency, who have not the economic resources to bounce back, not a political kind of like a push to really make the decisions or voices heard. So we are really aiming to have these platforms for them to speak out.
Lopez feels, however, that there can be more participation by Caribbean youth.
For this COP, maybe because it's too far, I haven't seen much representation from the Caribbean. So I think it's a point to really highlight. We want for them to be part of the conversation. Young people who are interested can really do their fair share by recycling, by learning about the science about climate change, about engaging with local organizations, about engaging within themselves with different ideas. We are really pushing for governments to include young people to be part of the delegations that sit at the table and negotiate. And we have clear good examples from the region.
There are multiple levels of participation in the climate change battle. And as Betancourt puts it, a country's resilience starts at the community level.
Most recently in Hurricane Lisa, There are multiple organizations, youth organizations and youth in general who contributed to recovery. You know, you see these actions and you know, my personal friends are there. You can see it in the news. And so it's as simple as you wanting to contribute in any effort within your community.
Reporting for News 5 from COP27 in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt, I'm Dwayne Moody.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connection. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
Belizeans across the country will be celebrating the birthday of George Price this Wednesday. Known as the father of the nation, Price led Belize to independence in September 1981 and became the country's first prime minister. He would have turned 105 tomorrow. However, celebrating his birthday midweek brings its own set of challenges for businesses and employees, who often struggle to plan around a midweek holiday. It can complicate scheduling meetings, deadlines, and other work-related activities, disrupting the flow of the work week and making it harder for employees to maintain momentum and productivity. We asked Home Affairs Minister Karim Musa about the decision to honor Price's birthday on the actual day.
There's two sides to that argument. Some people advocate for having the actual holiday on the day itself, which was Mr. Price's birthday. Usually when it falls on like a Tuesday or Thursday, it would be moved to a Monday or Friday. This one happened to fall smack dab in the middle of the week, and so we decided to leave it there. But certainly if it were like a Tuesday or a Thursday, maybe moving it closer to the weekend to avoid the disruption is a good idea.
The contract between the Kobe Foundation and the government of Belize for managing the Belize Central Prison is still up in the air. The previous agreement expired in mid-2024, and despite a recent meeting, both sides have raised concerns about the path forward. Once again, here's Home Affairs Minister Karim Musa with a brief response about the discussions.
So we had our meeting, both sides expressed concerns, and it is our intention to have a follow-up meeting within the next few weeks.
So it's still a work in progress?
It is.
Commissioner of Police Chester Williams has led the Belize Police Department longer than any of his predecessors. Despite setting this record, the top cop might be eyeing a gradual retirement. But what does his political boss think about his potential departure from law enforcement? When we caught up with Home Affairs Minister Karim Musa on Monday, he shared his thoughts.
I think the Compol for the last few years has been, of course, focused on his work. I think now you hear more of the possibility of him moving on to other work in public service, and so we can look forward to that. I'm not sure in terms of when his departure date is going to be. That's something you'll have to ask him.
Will the next commissioner be a woman?
It could be. That's a possibility. Currently, we only have 2 deputies. Both are male, and usually the next in line is coming from a deputy. And so, but we do have women who are high up on that list in terms of assistant commissioners of police.
We also took the chance to ask Compol Williams if his successor might be a woman. If it happens, she will make history as the first female commissioner of police in the department. So, is he considering making such a groundbreaking recommendation?
Are you looking at making or thinking of the next commissioner as a woman?
That's not a matter for me to decide. That's a matter for the minister and the prime minister to decide, but not DECOM.
In that case, would you recommend there's Miss Sandra Borden? Is she being looked at, do you know?
Miss Borden, Mr. Jones, Mr. Rosado, and even some of the ACPs that we have are very capable and competent people. We also have Miss Anderson. She's very in tune, in touch, well knowledgeable, and so forth. We do have some good people that can be considered, yes.
Up next, the Palestinian Liberation Organization Commissioner visits Belize.
This is what you've been waiting for. In this corner, we have the masters of limitless power and unbeatable connections. Pioneers of 4G LTE in Belize. It's the undefeated champion, Smart. And in the other corner, struggling to keep up, it's the other guy. Fight! Tired of getting blow after blow from a plan with the other guys? It's time to tap out and join the winning postpaid plan provider. Smart's postpaid plans are a total knockout to the competition, and they have once again powered up their postpaid plans. Sign up for one of Smart's boosted postpaid power plans today and experience the victory of superior service. Smart, bringing people together.
In the heart of Belize, meet two characters, Maya and Diego, whose lives are about to change. First, there's Maya, a bright, young girl with big dreams.
I want to be a doctor and help people.
Then, there's Diego, a boy forced into child labor, struggling to make ends meet. Forced into hazardous work, he dreams of a different life. Let's understand what child labor really means. Child labor is work that steals childhood, potential, and dignity. It harms physical and mental development. For children like Diego, child labor means missing out on an education. While Maya thrives in school, Diego can only watch from afar. Hazardous work endangers children's health and safety. Diego faces risks every day, working in unsafe conditions. Light work, on the other hand, can be safe and supportive. Maya helps her family without compromising her well-being or education. Diego dreams of attending school, completing his education, and eventually getting a decent job that offers dignity and security.
I wish to attend school, complete my education, and then get a job where I can grow and learn without fear.
Belize is committed to eradicating the worst forms of child labor by 2025. With a clear strategy, Belize is working to protect children like Diego. Education is the key to breaking the chains of child labor. Maya and Diego stand together for education. By 2025, Belize envisions a brighter future for its children, a future where children are safe, educated, and free from the burden of child labor. The reality is that child labor exists, but change is possible. With awareness, commitment, and education, we can break the chains of child labor and create a brighter Belize for all. Let's work together to ensure that every child in Belize has the opportunity to dream, learn, and thrive. Thank you for joining us on this journey to eradicate child labor in Belize.
The conflict between Palestine and Israel has been raging for over a century, making it one of the most violent disputes in the world. This ongoing struggle over land, borders, and rights includes the current war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. Belize has shown its support for the Palestinians, publicly calling for Israel to halt its attacks. Today, at the invitation of Nancy Marin, leader of the Belize People's Front, a delegation from the Palestinian Liberation Organization, PLO, is visiting Belize. The delegation, led by PLO Commissioner and Coordinator of the Anti-Apartheid Department, Mohammed Salam, will be meeting with government officials.
We will be meeting with the Prime Minister tomorrow, and after that we'll be meeting also with the previous Prime Minister, Mr. Musa. There is a plan to meet with Mr. Serkis. He's the Council for Lebanon. And there is also a meeting at the University of Belize with the administrators, hoping to discuss, for the youth, what the future can bring in for the Palestinians and also for the Belize youth. We are looking forward, to have some discussion with the Prime Minister to enforce the ICC decisions, the ICJ decision, and also hopefully we can stop the settlement product coming to Belize, if any, on the agriculture thing. And also we are hoping to have hopefully some kind of scholarship between the University of Belize and also the Palestinian universities in Palestine.
Hamas is being named as the reason for this massacre that's ongoing.
Hamas is not the reason. The war and the Palestinian struggle did not start on October 7th. The Palestinian struggle has been going on since the early of 1900s. So this is an excuse from the Israelis to commit genocide against the Palestinian people and to rid Gaza from the population and to reoccupy it again and to have more land, for the settlers coming from all over the world. It doesn't give the Israelis any right for someone who's born, let's say, in Belize, and because he or she is a Jew, to go and live in Palestine, while we don't. The ceasefire as of 12 noon this afternoon, there was nothing signed yet. Okay, there is a chance that a ceasefire will be taking place, but we have to wait and see, because Netanyahu we had agreements before, last May, last July. We complied with the United Nations Security Council agreement, and Netanyahu, blamed us, on it. But he always derailed all these negotiations. Therefore, we have to wait and see. If it does not materialize, it will be Netanyahu's fault.
As we mentioned, the visit was organized by Nancy Marin, founder of the Belize People's Front. She shared that she felt it was crucial to set up a meeting between the delegation and Prime Minister John Bersenio. Despite being the leader of another party with close ties to the PLO officials, she emphasized that this didn't affect her decision to reach out to the current administration for this meeting.
I also arranged for him to meet with the current government. I mean, it is important. They are the people in authority, and we respect that. But our relationship with the anti-apartheid department of the PLO has nothing to do with who is in power in this country. I think that when it comes to something that goes so wrong, like what happened in Palestine, and when it comes to the education of our people, it doesn't matter who is in power. We collaborate, and I've always collaborated with this current Prime Minister.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at channel5belize.com, on our Facebook, and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us. And from all of us here at News 5, good night.